How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be sharing a story with you about a hunt that happened last deer season that never got published, and there's a few different reasons behind that which I'll go over very shortly. It happened on the fourth weekend of the deer season, and I'm pretty happy now that I kept that footage from that weekend. We'll run over the clips and I'll just talk you guys through it just to refresh some memories. And if you're new around here, it's just to sit back and enjoy the story, and I'll give a bit of background onto reasons I didn't publish the video and stuff like that. It started off just a normal morning up on the hill. It was very quiet and we hadn't seen many deer at all to start the morning. It's been a very slow morning. It's nearly 10 o'clock now and I haven't seen a single deer. Dad hasn't seen any either, but now I can't get him on the radio, so I don't know what's going on, but we'll give it 20 more minutes, and if I haven't heard from him, I'll head down to him. And it's been raining on and off and it's quite cold and quite wet now. I won't be hanging around here for much longer, so pretty dismal morning. Hopefully this rain though turns them on a bit. After this rain, if it rains enough, they should go around and clean their scrapes out, hopefully. So if it keeps raining most of the hour and then stops 2 hours before dark tonight, could be a good chance to find one. So we'll give it a few more minutes and then I'll go and see what Dad's seen. So I sat in that spot for about another half an hour and I was literally packing my bag to get up and go down to Dad when Grub came over the radio and said that he'd put some deer up and he'd put a nice stag up, and he was heading my way. So I quickly jumped down, put my pack back down and got set up just in case he came my way, and it was lucky enough that he did. Stag right there. There's a stag right there. Where's he gone? I can see him. Just see his antlers through a gap. So at this stage, I could only see his antlers through the trees. I couldn't see the deer at all. He's about 150 yards away, uphill, up above me on like a bench, and he was just standing in the one spot, and I could just see his blades twisting as he's turned his head, and he looked like a really nice deer. And after what happened to me opening weekend, missing that real big one, it wasn't going to take much convincing for me to shoot a decent one. I hadn't shot a decent deer before this. Biggest I shot was the year before, and he just went 200, but he wasn't really a nice looking head. He was more one of them ugly, uneven heads that scored okay for his size. Whereas this deer here had the classic fallow palms. He had nice even palms, nice points. He did look a little bit short, but get a lot of short deer up on the mountain there, so I wasn't too worried about that. I sort of judged him as a 200 to 210 sort of Douglas score deer, which is exactly what I was looking for, just a nice representative head. And he walked out, and I got a judge of him and his body, and that's when I decided that I was going to shoot him.
Meow, meow. Can't see him. Can't see him. Oh, fuck. Shit. Can't see him. Pretty sure I hit him. Pretty sure I hit him. Far out. He's a nice stag. He's a real nice stag.
You down, mate?
I don't know.
Shot feel good?
Yeah, pretty sure I got him. He kicked and jumped.
Good one?
He looked alright.
Did he run or you just can't see him?
I couldn't tell. He jumped at the shot, and by the time I got low enough to see, I couldn't see him.
Right, I can see you. Just stay there, keep an eye on it, and I'll walk up to you.
Yeah, righto. Oh shit, oh. Please, I need this so bad.
You can see at the end of that clip there the emotion I was going through. You know, this deer meant so much to me after what had already happened. You know, I needed to get that monkey off my back and just have a deer on the ground. And yeah, you can see there I was just saying, please, I need this, and I really did. And at that stage, not knowing if the deer was down or not, I had so many thoughts going through my head, and I was, yeah, really struggling. I just wanted to get up there and see what was going on. But you know, these things, you got to make a decision, and I decided to sit back and not push up on my own and risk him not being down properly and running. I thought the shot was really good. I was confident. So yeah, I left it. You can sort of see on the shot there, I was struggling to get settled a bit, which in that country you don't really have time. You got to make a decision and try and get as calm as you can, as quickly as you can, because in that country you might only get one opportunity, you might get none. So yeah, you might be able to see too, when I squeezed the trigger, I sort of lifted off the rifle a little bit, which could play a factor, I don't know. But yeah, I was confident with the shot anyway. And yeah, I sat there, I was there for about another 5 minutes, and I look up and there's just a pile of deer coming down from his direction, and I see him get to roughly where he was, and all of a sudden they stopped and sort of spooked off the other way. And I thought, oh, he's down, they've seen him, I don't know if he's dead, but it's like they seen something and they spooked off the other way. And then 5 minutes later they're coming straight down the bank towards me. So I couldn't move, I had to wait, because I didn't want to spook them, and if they ended up running up to where he was and like getting his adrenaline up. He could jump up, and if he's not hurt bad, he could run for ages. So I decided to just sit there and let the deer walk past me.
Have you got him down?
Not sure yet, Grub. Just had a heap of deer run up to where he was when I shot, and they've just turned and ran back the other way.
So after all them deer passed through, all of us met up, and I've got to thank Grub for pulling his camera out and doing a bit of videoing, because I wasn't videoing at all. I was just so worried about finding this deer and yeah, just making sure he was down. And yeah, Grub ended up doing a bit of filming during the tracking process, which I can't thank him enough for. And yeah, I'm gonna leave it where it is. Video's gonna sort of explain itself here for a little bit. So we start off, Grub's here. He's actually filming Dad and I down the bank from where I shot from, just explaining what went on, and yeah, we played out from there.
Yeah.
Sitting down there shivering. That's empty.
Mine's empty.
Sound alright then?
Yeah, it did sound good.
Didn't to me, but I was just below him. Sounded like triple two going off.
I know where he was standing when I shot, so
Yeah.
just walk up there.
So how many stags was there?
I counted 7.
Good count.
All of it.
The one I shot, and then there was about 7 others and 2 spikies, I think. I was
Colour was he?
where I was standing
Red.
just there. Where I was standing just there, Grub. They come up here, and they come down up through here. They walk bloody 8-10 yards behind me.
I love this crossing.
Yeah.
They didn't even know I was there. I was just going back to see. We couldn't find any blood at impact, so I was just going back to see what angle he was on to see where we might be looking. And Dad's come further up the bank here, and we found some blood. Found a piece of bone as well. blood's pretty dark, which I'm a bit worried about. But I've hit him. He was sort of quartering to a little bit. So I shot him in the shoulder. But I'd like to see some blood with some bubbles in or something so we can see. No, we've hit him in the lungs or something, but
It looks trackable though.
Yeah, I think we'll be alright, hopefully. I don't know if we should. I don't know if we should give him a little bit of time or what, but
Oh, looks pretty good to me.
looks good. Yeah, just follow it up here and there we go. Blood there. Yeah, he's come straight up to here. Blood there. There's blood on this rock just here. Blood there. Oh, he turned, he didn't go under that. So the blood we were following here, you can see is pretty easily tracked. We were walking, just following blood, and then the deer started heading downhill, and I thought, this is perfect. He's heading downhill, he's hurting bad. And as we started heading downhill, the blood seemed to get less and less and less, and I'd say we got to probably, 200 yards from the shot, and we were struggling to find blood. We were looking at just like pin drops on pieces of sag, on ferns, on rocks, and it was probably 300 yards from the shot. We found a bed, and in the bed was a big chunk of meat and just a pool of blood like this, and I'd say we bumped him out of the bed. And you know what, looking back at it now, it's hard to make a decision, but if you find a bed like that and you've bumped him out of it, it's probably best just to back out and, you know, let him bed again and let him die. But it's always a tough decision to make. We were so far away from camp, obviously, and it was probably at this time midday, quite warm, and we wanted to find the deer so we could get all the meat off him. We followed again out of that bed, probably another 200 yards, 300 yards, just following tiny specks of blood. And we got to the brow of a little hill, and we could just smell stag, and we knew he wasn't far off. There was a little ridge, we were on a bench, and it went down onto another bench, and it just reeked of stag. And we snuck our way down there so quietly, and we eventually lost blood, but we're on like a bit of a sneak track, and we were just hoping that he'd gone down there. Anyway, we found some more blood, kept sneaking down, and then we found a second bed, and same thing again, bit of meat and blood. But it was tough because when he'd laid down, the wound had obviously gone in the dirt, and I think it had stopped his bleeding a little bit, which made it really tough. And yeah, at this stage we were probably half a K from the shot, I'd like to guess, and we could not figure out which way he went out of that bed. We grid searched that for forever. We were there for probably an hour and a bit, just grid searching around that bed, and we couldn't figure out which way he went. And by that stage we were getting pretty close to our boundary as well. Yeah, it was really tough. That few hours tracking him was some of the most stressed I've ever been, and to make the decision to have to pull out was very tough. I wanted to find that deer so bad, but we literally just couldn't find which way it went, and we were getting a bit lower, so it wasn't just rocks, we were getting into saggy, ferny country. It was impossible. So yeah, we had to make the tough decision to pull out, and at this point I was gutted, I was upset, I was annoyed with myself, I was angry, and I was, I felt bad for the boys there as well who'd worked so hard with me, and to not find the deer was very rough. But yeah, it was a long, quiet walk out, and we looked. Dad went back up on the hill for he was up there for a couple of weeks when I was at work, and he went up on that hill multiple times, looked around where that bed was, and just couldn't find anything. One of our other hunting mates, Pom, actually, he's seen some crows in a tree crowing and carrying on right near where we'd left the deer, and they went searching on that bank and they could not find anything. And yeah, that was it. Ended the season without taking deer, and yeah, it was rough. It was very rough, but this is where the story sort of changes. I had that footage there, and I was contemplating putting it out, and sort of Dad and Grub sort of talked me out of it a little bit. I'd missed that deer opening weekend, and Jesse had missed that deer opening weekend, which I felt was partly my fault, and I copped a lot of criticism over that, and it was, it's always tough to handle, and I didn't think putting this video out would help that, so I just left it. And then yeah, fast forward to this season, I'd left that footage there just in case, somehow someone found him one day. And the day came of the day Jesse shot his deer up there this year, and yeah, it's all a bit crazy, but we were processing Jesse's deer, and Grub came over the radio. He was on his way up to us, and he said, "I've just found a deer skeleton." And we're like, all right. And where he was nowhere near where we were looking for my deer. Anyway, he picked up a head, and he came over the radio and said he was talking to Dad. He said, "I think I've just found Connor's stag from last year." And I just looked at Dad. I was, no way, not where he is. He's nowhere near it. Anyway, I could picture my deer. I could tell you exactly what he looked like. The way I watched him in the scope walk up there, and just parts of him were so easy to pick. And I said to Grub over the radio, I said, on his left antler at the top, does his blade twist in, and does he have 3 or 4 little points on top? And he came back, he said, yep, he does. I thought, there's no way. Anyway, yeah, Grub ended up walking up to us with the head, and yeah, I'll let that play out now.
Hey mate, I've got a present for you.
You're joking.
I reckon that's that stag you shot last year. The one you knocked over down the hill.
You're joking. Yeah, that's him, because I remember seeing them, just them 4 small points on the top. You're joking.
Kidding. No, I'm not joking.
No way.
That's the deer I saw that day. That's the one I put up. 100%.
Yeah, I can tell from that on
I
top.
saw them.
That's him.
Saw those nice little finger points there.
I can't believe that. How far was he from where we were looking for him?
He just sort of come back along the bank a bit.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Must have doubled back on us or something.
He's definitely deer season. Like he's,
yeah. That's 100% him. I can tell by the
that's
point. I can't believe that. You wouldn't read about it.
So what happened?
Oh, bones were there. I saw the bones and I thought, oh, someone's bloody knocked one over here, and probably I thought they'd just taken the head, and then I looked and I went, oh shit.
So
As soon as I picked it up, I went, "That's, I reckon that's yours."
I shot this deer in 2023. It's now 2024. We couldn't find him last year, and Grub's just stumbled upon him, and it's definitely him. I wish I had some better footage of him the day I shot him, but I can tell by them points there.
He's a nice little deer, isn't he?
I can't believe that. That's made me a little bit happier. Yeah, he's a nice little head. He's a bit short, but I remember him being short, but I remember having them pretty nice blades, and yeah, that when he walked along, he was sort of like that, and I can remember that.
Yeah, it was pretty.
We got
unique.
some good footage of tracking him up that day too.
Yeah.
He didn't ever do anything with it because we never found the deer.
No, I just had it sitting there waiting just in case anything could happen, but I didn't think it was gonna. I'm stoked with that. We're here processing Jesse's deer from this year. Bloody hell. Thanks for that, Grub.
That's all right.
I appreciate that. That's bloody awesome. Here he is. I was shell shocked at what happened, and even at that stage I had so many different emotions going through my head. Obviously I was annoyed with myself that I didn't make a better shot, didn't kill the deer instantly. This deer ended up actually doubling back, heading back up the hill, and how he done that, I'm not sure. Where the bones were, Grub said the only part of the deer that was missing was the front left shoulder, which is the shoulder that I shot. He said every other bone on the deer was still intact and laying there in a full skeleton. And what we think is when he died, the devils and the crows and everything got to him and got that leg that was open and was bleeding, and the rest of him was just left there. I couldn't believe it, really. Annoyed I didn't make a better shot, and annoyed I didn't get to utilise all the meat and everything like that, which is that's the best part of it, is the meat we get off them. The head's a great lot. We all love a big head to hang on our walls, but the meat is the best part of it for me. So I was a bit angry with that, but also happy that I ended up getting my deer. But just some mixed emotions again, and I'm happy we found him. But the whole reason I didn't process the video is because already copped a bit of stick previously in the year about the ones that got away, and I didn't think putting the video out about this fella would help me at all. But now that I've got him, I thought, well, it makes a pretty good story. So pretty happy about it. But all I could see when I took the shot, he was sort of angled like that, was this twist in at the top and these four. That's what I remember. And when Grub put him up, he said he could see these bigger points out the side. So it was a bit of a mixed emotions sort of hunt. But I'm happy I've got him now, and I can tell the story to everyone. It's not very often you lose one and find him the next year. It can be most people, if they lose one, they find him the next few weeks when the crows are on him or something. But finding him a year later, just randomly stumbling upon him on a hill like that, is unbelievable. I can't thank Grub enough. I don't reckon without him I probably would never found this deer. So I hope you guys enjoyed this story. bit of a different one. If you've got any questions, please just leave a comment, let me know. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Please like if you did, subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you on the next one.